do this. You just have to get in the right frame of mind. See, I've been a competitive runner since I was 10 years old. And my dream was to one day break the 4-minute mile. But now it was time for me to believe in myself. So I took my spot on that line, and I waited to hear the starter's command. Runners, take your mark. We were off.
Eddie Slowikowski is the ultimate winner. From his days as a U.S. track and field gold medalist to his current position as the country's top empowerment strategist, Eddie knows what it takes to create success in under 4 minutes. A graduate of Loyola University Chicago, Eddie was a 3-time NCAA All-American, running the mile in a time of 3 minutes 58 seconds, making him one of only 310 Americans to run a sub-4-minute mile. Eddie went on to work as a CNN reporter before starting his own business as a professional speaker almost 2 decades ago. Eddie's presentations come to life through his unique use of a state-of-the-art sound system, music, and sound effects. With Eddie's dynamic programs, participants learn how to apply the principles of elite training to their daily life.
And isn't that the main premise for life, too, to get into it? Whatever it is for you, whatever gets your juices going, that creates passion and inspiration for you, find that in your life. And that's why you're here, because you have. Because you have. And that's why you're here. You've connected with something amazing in you. And the whole idea is to bring it out, like Mandela says, to share it with others. It's your gifts. That's why we have them. All of us in this room, young and old alike, we have all got ideas about who we are and what we'd like our lives to be. Call it your dreams, call it your goals, call it your vision. I don't care what word you put to it, but everybody in this room, we've all got some ideas about what we want with our lives. So what are some of those things? That's where it all begins. It all begins by you defining in your heart what kind of life you want to live and what you want to do with the gifts you've been given.
That's what you need. You need a dream, you need a goal, you need an idea, you need what my father calls a vision. My dad's boss's name was Ray, and Ray used to be a traveling salesman. I'll take you back to the year 1954. Ray had just turned 52 years old. He decided to change his life. He saw a new product come on the market called the multi-mixer. Now the multi-mixer was a milkshake machine, and Ray thought this thing was great. And he thought if he became a salesperson of this machine, he might one day reach his goal of becoming a millionaire. 6 months into it, Ray was worried he was going to lose everything because nobody was buying. Then Ray gets a call from a place out in San Bernardino, California. They order 8 multi-mixers. Ray can't believe it. He says, how many restaurants was this before? They said 1. So Ray packs up his car. He lived in Chicago. He said, give me a few days. I will be there in a couple days. I'll deliver them to you personally. He finally gets to the address he's given. He figures he must be lost because all he sees is a little restaurant sitting on a hill. He's thinking to himself, there is no way this little place wants 8 milkshake machines. So he walks inside. He says, are you the people that ordered these? They said, yes, you must be Ray. Get those in here. We need those today. So Ray can't believe it. He sets them all up, shows them how they work. Says, you mind if I hang out here today and make sure you're all okay? They said, hey, we'd appreciate that. And they open their doors. And Ray is shocked at what he sees. This little place does the best business he's ever seen. Then Ray gets an idea. He has a vision. In his mind, in his imagination, he is able to envision this little place all over America. So he waits patiently until the business day is done. And when they finally close their doors, Ray walks up to the 2 owners of the place, 2 brothers. It's a family restaurant. He says, guys, I want to make you an offer. Ray says, I will give you $1 million if you give me the rights to this restaurant. They drew up the contracts. They signed the deal. When everything was complete, the 2 brothers looked at Ray and said, now what do you plan to call this place, Ray? And Ray said, I am glad you asked me that. Because with your permission, I want to keep the name that you gave it, with one exception. I just want to take the word brothers off the end of it. The 2 brothers looked at Ray and said, hey, we'd be honored by that. It was on that day, a little over 50 years ago, a place called McDonald's was born. Now please clap your hands if you've ever been to or ever heard of a place called McDonald's. I will never forget that moment. And I'll never forget those words. You're gonna have to do this yourself. You see, as we go for our dreams and our journey in life, of course we need the help of others. And of course we need support. We need people to believe in us. But in every one of our journeys, in every one of our quests, there's gonna be a time you're gonna be tested. You're gonna find out how bad you want your dream, because it's just gonna be you and the dream. So I put my head down, and I headed back down to lane 1. And now I had to really concentrate to get back on pace. And now I'm starting to feel tired. My legs are getting heavy. My muscles are starting to scream a little bit. My lungs are starting to burn because they want more oxygen. But I try to ignore that. See, pain has now become a constant companion in this race with me. And we made our way around the 6th lap, and I was right at 3 minutes. I was still right on pace. I had 2 laps to go, 1 minute. If I could just run these last 2 laps, in a little under 1 minute, I could have my dream. And now the pain is really starting to surge in me. I can feel the burning in my lungs. My legs are getting heavy, and I'm trying to fight with this pain. We came around the 7th lap. We were right at 3 minutes and 30 seconds. I was right on pace. 1 lap to go, 30 seconds. 1 lap to go. Now I'm really hurting. And I'm thinking to myself, come on, Eddie, don't give up now. You're too close. I start to think about all the all the training I've done for all the years, all the miles, all the stuff I've been doing. I'm training, I'm running through the pain. I'm running through the pain. I'm thinking to myself, Eddie, run faster, faster, faster. There's the finish line. Get there faster. And I lean across. And I fall into the arms of my coach, who's standing at the finish line. I'm gasping for air as he's holding me up like this. And I look up at him, and he's smiling, and he's pointing. And I look to where he's pointing. He's pointing to the clock on the side of the track, and the clock reads 3 minutes, 59.3 seconds. I broke the 4-minute line.